I'm Douglas Kirk, and welcome to Hot for Truth. The film you're about to see is the last known footage of a gentleman by the name of Mike, who spent 8 years in Dealey Plaza in Dallas, Texas, telling the public about the assassination of John F. Kennedy on November 22nd, 1963. The city of Dallas passed an ordinance to stop him from doing that. We're not sure why. But maybe it has to do with the fact that his story differs from what is in the official Warren Commission. After all, it was the Warren Commission that said Lee Harvey Oswald worked in the Texas School Book Depository, went to work one day with a package described as curtain rods, which contained a Mannlicher Carcano rifle, Italian made. Now the rifle they say they found had a scope mounted to it like this. Tests later found that the scope was so out of line that it took 3 shims to get it in place so that it could shoot accurately. It was also said that 3 shots were fired in 6.5 seconds. Pull the trigger, shoot, shoot, and cycle it again because they found 1 round in the chamber. Experts say it's almost impossible to do that because there has to be time to aim at a moving target. Watch what Mike has to say. And at the conclusion of his remarks, we show you a 360-degree view of Dealey Plaza. If you haven't been there, you'll be surprised at just how small the area is. Perfect for an ambush.
Let every nation know, whether it wishes us well or ill, that we shall pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, oppose any foe to assure the survival and the success of liberty.
The Warren Commission findings said that the rifle shots were fired from a 6-floor window near the southeast corner of the Texas School Book Depository building. Well, I look at this Texas School Book Depository building and I say, how much of that building do I want to put near the southeast corner? Well, I could take half the building if I want to. If I want to, how much do you want to take? Well, I could pick a window after that. And there is 1, 2, 3, 4. If I take half the building, I could pick a window from 4. That's not the window, according to what you've been told. So, when that motor route changed en route en route, because the mayor of Dallas' name was Earl Cabell, the Earl Cabell brother's name was Major General Charles Cabell, well, Kennedy fired George Bush Sr., who ran the CIA in 1963. He fired Allen Dulles, who sat on the Warren Commission. Now, how could you have an impartial hearing about the assassination of John F. Kennedy when you fired a man that's sitting on the Warren Commission report? There never was an investigation, but they said they were going to investigate, but they never did. But anyway, well, Major General Charles Cabell, where to that man? Who is that man? He was the brother of the mayor of Dallas. Who's the mayor of Dallas? Earl Cabell. Well, what about Major General Charles Cabell? Well, Kennedy fired him from the CIA over the Bay of Pigs along with the other 2 men I mentioned. There was another man fired, but I can't tell you his name because I don't even know. I think it was Ed Brown. Could be wrong. But I'm not a name dropper, but this is just things you need to know. So when the mayor of Dallas instructs the limousine driver, Bill Greer, your motor route has been changed en route en route, he did that. 44-year veteran driver taking the orders from the mayor of Dallas. Whoa, there's something wrong with that one. Oh, let's talk about NBC, ABC, and CBS. Well, that was the only 3 stations we had in '63. What do you mean? Well, their footage didn't have to be developed. Something to think about. Because when Kennedy touched down at Love Field, they was there. When Kennedy expired at Parkland Hospital, they announced it. 2 days later, they showed Jack Rubenstein, who's that man, Jack Ruby, who killed Oswald on national television in a room full of policemen in Texas who's trained to see a man with a gun in his hand on television. I interrupt this program because somebody just came to town and President John F. Kennedy just arrived in Dallas, Texas. Where's the original footage? Their footage didn't have to be developed. Zapruder didn't get his footage back until '75. Zapruder was the only person standing above ground. The second X is marked directly across where Abraham Zapruder was. The first X where Kennedy was supposed to be a Kennedy stroke shot, just so happens Zapruder turned his film off. just before the shot, and then right after the shot, Kennedy, the Zapruder film is back on. How could that be? So who made the dress for Miss Kennedy? What was Zapruder's occupation? I think he was a dressmaker. Look that up. Well, Charles Harrison, Woody Harrelson's dad, was pulled up off the boxcar, identified by the Houston police as one of the men positively identified, pulled up off that boxcar dressed as a hobo. Back in '63, they called them tramps, but today we call them hobos or something in that area, okay? So, if they pulled him off the boxcar dressed as a hobo, what was his occupation? His occupation was a hitman for the mob. What about H.L. Hunter, Texas billionaire? Well, our money did three things in '63. It said tender, which was actually money. Then it went from tender to silver certificate by President John F. Kennedy. A week and a half after the assassination of John F. Kennedy, oh yeah, the silver certificate was backed by silver. Who tried to corner the silver market? Well, back to that week and a half after the assassination of John F. Kennedy, our money changed from silver certificate back to Federal Reserve note. Promissory note that the debt would be paid. Well, what oil companies was over there in Vietnam clearing, what was supplying the oil and the gas for, and the diesel, or whatever else thing they need to keep the machines running? Hunt Oil was. Well, was Hunt pulled up off the boxcar? Sure he was. That wasn't E. Howard Hunt. E. Howard Hunt was over at the Federal Building, standing on top of the building, looking over. CIA, yes. H.L. Hunter, Texas billionaire, the meeting in his office, in his son's office, the day before the assassination of John F. Kennedy. His son, Lamar Hunt. Yeah, there was a meeting. Eugene Howell Brady, the man that was arrested on the day of the assassination of John F. Kennedy, out of the 501 Elm Place building, known today, but used to be known as the Dow Tex building, where Zapruder had his office on the 5th floor. Well, he was arrested. Charles Harrison, Woody Harrelson's dad, was arrested. H.L. Hunter, Texas billionaire, was arrested. Frank Sturgeon from the CIA was arrested. Well, Eugene Howell Brady was at the Ambassador Hotel when Bobby Kennedy was assassinated also. Yes, it was. Eugene Howell Brady was released along with H.L. Hunter, Texas billionaire, along with Charles Harrison, Woody Harrelson's dad, and Frank Sturgeon from the CIA. J.D. Tippett, the police officer, was on this side of the street that we're on now, and between that light pole, between that part of the Pergolean and that light pole. He's looking for Oswald up there in the window where Oswald supposed to have been at, but Oswald was on the 2nd floor drinking the Coca-Cola and the Marion Baker, the motorcycle patrolman who enters that building before the last shot. He's talking to Oswald on the 2nd floor drinking the Coke, and Marion Baker said both of them were stuck on the 5th floor. It just so happened to be when most of the people talking about the man on the 5th floor with a rifle, that could have been Charles Harrison, Woody Harrelson's dad. I'm not going to say it was, but could have been, because he comes out this building, takes his coat reverse, and he's now meeting up with H.L. Hunter, Texas billionaire Frank Sturgeon, boarding a boxcar. When this happened, after Marion Baker finds both fellas were stuck on the 5th floor, road trip to the building supervisors, they're going up the back stairs of the building. I already talked to Oswald on the 2nd floor drinking a Dr. Pepper, not a Coke. I used to say Coke, but it's Dr. Pepper. That's the only thing we drunk, Texas drunk back then, that was popular. So now, here we go. After that car slowed down for this turn right here, no shots were fired. Remember, Oswald was contracted to kill a man named H. Walker. Walker's still living today. I guess he had some months to train up for this assassination of President John F. Kennedy. But when Oswald was released and rifles given back to him the same day, that lets you know that Oswald was not an accurate shooter, because the scope was lined for a left-hand person. Oswald is right-handed. The aftermath picture shows you 15 minutes after the assassination of John F. Kennedy, 4 men standing on one corner on the opposite side of the street where there's no sidewalk looking at the bullet mark. They show you 1 man standing on the side of the street with the sidewalk at both drains. What do the drains have to do with it? One of them, the Rock'em Sock'em robot, the uppercut. Look at the sniper's nest inside of the drain. Go to the bullet mark on the opposite side of the street of the drain, the back left corner. Look at the bullet mark and do your trajectory. Make sure that shot lines up with the place where it comes from. A straight line of trajectory shows you straight ahead at the Dallas County Record Building on top of the roof of the building. Go up to the top of the roof of the building, look up to it, and you'll see a straight line of trajectory. Hey, come to this side of the street, see a bullet mark that still exists today. Come here, let me show you a bullet mark. Come on.
Oh, bullet mark?
A bullet mark, yes. That's Governor Connolly, shoulder, rib, and wrist right there. The grassy nose. It's right there. It sits above the rest of the grass. It has its own boundary to it, and the tree is right there in the center of it. Only that little section, inside that section is called the grassy nose. Well, here's your bullet mark. Well, in 1963, bullets didn't turn in mid-flight. Since I asked you for your help, I'm going to ask you for more of your help.
All right.
Please face me and place your foot on this mark just like it is facing me. Let me come around this way, please.
Place my foot on which, right there?
Right there. Because that paint mark surrounds the bullet mark. So your foot is going straight like the shot come down. Well, which window did Oswald allegedly shoot President Kennedy from? Hold that point. Hold that point. Take a look, because your finger is going one way and your foot is not going in the same direction. So in 1963, bullets didn't turn in mid-flight, did they?
Not unless they hit a tree or something.
All right then. And then that would be impossible for it to be so accurate to hurt somebody. But it's so much for that. Put your foot back on that mark, straight. Point straight. Yes, point your hand and arms straight.
There we go. Okay.
Like, yes. Go to the top of the roof of the building. Yes. Top of the Dallas County Record Building. Where the prisoners inside the old state of Texas jail where Jack Ruby died at 3 windows down where the broken pane is. Before he was into the prisoners talked about a man on top of the roof of that building with a rifle, and they disregarded their testimony because they said they was prisoners. Why was this shot shot? Because this shot was made people drop down to the ground, turn around and look back because Kennedy has not been hit yet. Second shot. The first shot slowed the limousine driver down to 5 miles an hour.
Right, as he looked over his
Right,
shoulder.
got that right. This man knows what he's talking about. Second shot is here. The third shot, whenever you get hurt, the first thing your hand to do is always go to the spot that you're hurt at. If you're able to get it there, the first reaction to Kennedy, his hand comes up to his throat. That's when Abraham Zapruder had turned his film off, and now he turns it back on conveniently. Governor Connolly struck at the second X. Shoulder, rib, and wrist by Charles Harrison with a Harrison dad. Excuse me, Mr. Mark. James Tech, the innocent bystander standing down at that triple overpass, the paint mark that's going down to the asphalt. Well, that could be one heck of a ricochet shot, but it never happened from here. I don't know where that ricocheted from, but that was a direct line shot. That bullet impact to the concrete, the concrete came loose and struck James Tech across his cheek. Young man standing down there on Main Street. Why is he standing down on Main Street? Because the original route was going to go down Main. Because the mayor of Dallas' name was Earl Cabell. Earl Cabell's brother's name was Major General Charles Cabell. Kennedy fired him from the CIA over the Bay of Pigs. So the mayor of Dallas instructs the limousine driver, Greer, your motor route has been changed in route. Why we're going to change this route? Look, instead of going straight down Main, you take Main to Houston, Houston to Am. When Oswald was contracted to kill a man named Major General Edwin Walker, weeks before the assassination killing, Walker's still living today. Oswald, you're not a good shooter because your bullet hit the trim and goes to the glass and Walker's grazed at his right temple. Oswald, you got favor. Here's what it is. We're going to let you go and get your rifle back to you the same day. When NBC, ABC, and CBS touched down, when Kennedy touched down in Love Field, they was there. We interrupt this program to announce that President John F. Kennedy had just touched down in Dallas, Texas. What are you watching on TV? What are you doing? I'm watching As the World Turned. So now, when they was there, when Kennedy expired at Parkland Hospital, they announced it. 2 days later, the show Jack Rubenstein killing Oswald on national television. You know whose film we never ever watch after that?
Abraham Zapruder's.
That's the one we watch. That's what he's talking about.
Not until 7 years later.
Right, not until 7 years later. But we never ever watch, not even 7 years later, NBC, ABC, and CBS. Right? We never ever talk about their footage.
Their film here in Dealey Plaza.
Right. We never ever talk about their footage. Never. He's right. 7 years later, we talked about Zapruder film. What can you do to that film after 7 years?
Well, you can change things, I suppose.
Can I get some? Can we get a high five? Thank you very much. Now, I need for you to do something for me.
All right.
Place 2 fingers on my forehead.
On your forehead.
And push it. Do it again. Good. At 3:13 of Abraham Zapruder film, 2 things happen to President Kennedy's head. Because at 3:11, his head goes down. 3:12, the brake light comes on, the speed of the car drops from 5 to 3 miles an hour. After Miss Kennedy tells the driver her husband is hit. After Nellie Connolly tells the driver her husband is hit, they turn around and still looking back. What you looking back for? What's its protocol? But now, you're facing me when this took place at 3:13. Your fingertips like this, it makes my head go back. That's what happened to Kennedy's head. Because part of the cranium drops to the trunk of the car, the other part goes to this side of the street. I'm going to show you where that piece of concrete is missing. That piece of concrete up there missing Markello for President Kennedy, of the other part of his cranium. Because part of it goes to the trunk. Miss Kennedy grabbed that part off the trunk. The very next day, they come out here and found the other part. Well, let's just see what you just did for us. Look at the gutter on the right side of the street. It's arched. Inside of the arch, there's a piece of concrete layered back from the arch. Then it's the open space, and then let's go back from the open space to the piece of concrete sitting back, and then come forward, there's the arch. Well, let's find out where President Kennedy was truly sitting at the Parliament when he receives his fatal headshot, because the second X belongs to Governor Parliament. Let's walk up. Watching your step. Here. Stay on the left side of me, please. Stay on the left side. Mark.
Okay.
From that side of the street, this is a V. Why is it V? Because open mic of the police radio. V. Morse code V comes in. Victory, we got it. That's when Bill Grist goes to speed off. Look back over in that arch.
See it.
That piece of concrete is now open up on the left side slightly. Let's cross. Come across. Not yet. Let's look across. Okay. Stopping and look. Film. Film down in that gutter. Film down in that gutter. Film to the gutter. Film to the gutter. Film to the gutter. Film to the gutter, because the X belongs to President Kennedy right here. Look inside the gutter. That is a sniper's nest. Where's that piece of concrete at? It's gone. It's gone. That's what that is.
So you're saying an X belongs there,
Right,
where
absolutely.
President Connolly was hit with a separate shot than
Right there.
President Kennedy
Right,
shot at first
right.
X.
That's what that marker's for. That piece of concrete missing mark yellow, that's because part of Kennedy's cranium is on that side of the street. That's what this mark yellow for. Yes. Hope died that day. Millions of people's hope died that day. Not only was President Kennedy, his family was assassinated. Our parents for a better society was assassinated. Oh, let's take a look at something ingeniously done. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 windows. Come this way, please. So now, Zapruder on the pedestal for me. Here's a round patch we're coming up on, right here. Southwest corner, Texas Scoop with Depository Building, 6th floor. Several witnesses and 2 films confirmed that it was more than 1 man on the 6th floor at the time of the assassination of John F. Kennedy. Wonder why. J.D. Tibbet, in between the light pole and the structure there, he's looking up to Oswald for this window. He don't see Oswald up there because Oswald was on the 2nd floor drinking a Dr. Pepper. According to Maureen Baker, the motorcycle patrolman who enters this building before the last shot, this structure was here 1938 to 1940, representing a whole lot about the assassination of John F. Kennedy. Jack Rubenstein, 3 windows down on the left side of the building. That's where he died of cancer. He's not gonna make that light, so we're gonna make it. Come on. So I think we counted 7 windows up there. I think we counted 7 windows.
I think we did.
Okay. Well, that's the most important letter. Not that. That's the most important letter or word on here.
Allegedly.
Uh-uh.
Oh. 6th.
A. A. Because we counted how many windows? Yes, we did. And out of 7 windows, I can pick any one of them to be A window. Oh, let me show you one time. Slow down for that turn. Had to slow down for this turn right here.
Correct.
What's the best shot? What's the best shot?
Right there.
Right. Got that right. Come on. I can see if I was just out here hustling people.
Let me ask you a question real quick.
Yes.
Was there a fire escape?
Yes,
on
sir,
that
was.
corner of the building
Yes, it
right
was.
there? Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, I thought that's where it was.
That's right. I got to hurry up for this. That the rifle shots were fired from A, 6th floor window near the southeast corner. That's what you want.
Okay.
A, 6th floor window near the southeast corner. So this is a great. Okay. I'm done. Yeah, we'll do. All right. Thank you very much. See what I'm talking about.
What? We can't film this?
No,
You're not allowed to give no tours.
He's not giving a tour.
You're not allowed to do it, sir. Period.
Why not?
Because we just passed the law. I think he understands why.
Well, anyway.
All right. But I can't listen to him?
Yeah, you
Sir, I'm just doing my job.
I understand. I understand. So I can't talk to him?
I'm just doing my job. He don't supposed to be over here talking to no one in that nature or whatever. And he understands. Like I say, I'm just doing the job.
Yeah, I got you.
But
Yeah.
I wouldn't give him a tour.
Okay.
Talking. I won't give him a tour. See what I'm saying? Now I didn't even get paid. Jesus. But you got that on film.
Got that on film.
That's what that is.
New law. New law.
New law.
How long have you been doing this? 8 years. Why don't you summarize it for me? Because I'm a journalist. I can talk to you. You know, you can't give a tour, but I can ask you what you're doing.
Right. What I'm doing here is I need to make money, just like they need to make money. I need to give out the information that's available, that's inside me to give out, just like they do. All right? I don't have a monopoly over this. I'm not trying to have a monopoly. I just want to make a little piece of money like they want to make a bunch of money. The summary of this is, it shouldn't be against the law for a man freedom of speech. You can't take my freedom of speech away, but that's what you're telling me that you're doing. I have no items to sell. I'm not selling anything. I'm giving mouth words that's been proven words of information about the assassination of John F. Kennedy.
I do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute